My name's Tomiko Jones. I'm an artist. I work a lot in photography, video, installation, sculpture, pretty much anything that feels like it can express the story that I'm trying to tell. Yeah, so I'm here at Fresno State as a visiting artist, and I'm sharing this work, Hatsubon, which is a memorial for my father. It's really referential of cultural tradition and the kind of memorial that happens around the deceased. All the images and objects in the show are also referential of tradition, materials that one might use in the kind of Japanese American culture. Also, I just want to note that there's a real repetition of three that I meant to mention in my talk, and those three that you'll see in the clouds and in the boats and in the pools and in the moons are really representative of the three women in my father's life, which is my mother, my sister, and I. So we kind of took care of him through hospice, and based on some kind of end-of-life conversations that I had with him, really guided me to make this work. In the passage work, the work about Hawaii.
But it almost seems like it's you see it in this work as well. So
Yeah. It's really interesting when you start noticing the themes in your work. Yeah, well, I mean, I think this one's about loss of, a loved one, definitely. I also think there's something about the loss of the elders, like the loss of that generation. And in a lot of my work, there's I think like a reference to this loss of identity, whether it's like with culture or place. So even in my landscape works, I'm always looking at what used to be there and what's no longer there. Well, I feel like in this work you can see a lot of repeating themes that you may have seen in other works, like the use of the boat that also represents migration across oceans. It also represents this vessel of passage. It's also a memorial object as well. And it also just references my love of the sea. To kind of give myself permission to just be completely guided from my heart, and also guided from some really intense and difficult conversations with my father and also my mother and my sister, to allow that to be in the work and to be guided into making it and to not be afraid of it. That was a little bit of a permission slip. Like I had to give myself permission, like you don't get to hide behind theory. You actually just have to own this work. So I feel like the work's aestheticized in a lot of ways that gives you really easy entrance into it, but the reality of the loss and the sorrow is real in the work. I wouldn't be here without the invitation of specific individuals as well. Neil Chowdhury, a professor of photography, invited me here. We started first talking about a show. He's someone who's really facilitated my own practice and also been a guest at universities I have taught at. So when he proposed it to the Department of Art and Design, and they invited me to come as his visiting artist, and then ASI stepped in and helped out, and CCA with Senior Urrutia. So it's been a really wonderful experience, and not just to have an exhibition, but to give a talk and to work with students. And I've been to 3 classes, and so the whole experience really kind of sums up all the things that I believe in.